quickly before we jump into it, I want to let you guys know that if you're interested at all in G Fuel, from now until the 7th, it is 30% off with code ESPRESSO. You can head over to the link down there in the description below if you guys want to check it out for the first time, want to get a restock, or whatever it may be, but 30% off your entire order as opposed to just the standard 10% that my code ESPRESSO normally offers. So check that out if you're interested, but back to regularly scheduled content. Earlier today, the PC update for Black Ops 4 went live. Update 1.17 was out on Tuesday for PlayStation 4 as well as Xbox One, but along with Xbox One, PC's new update will feature the new weapon balancing and such, but the content of Operation Spectre Rising and all that comes along with that will be live this upcoming Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. GMT. But along with this PC update, as always, we get some stuff that is really curiously placed in the game files, but is not yet live. So we have an absolutely massive indicator of what is all to come this upcoming event, and some contents still on the way that have been withheld from the initial launch. So today we're going to break down all of that and let you guys know what's up on deck for the coming weeks and some cool things to look out for. So a little preface, I'm not entirely sure of the timing of all this. We see things that could likely be done for the next couple of weeks in this split of the event before we round into Days of Summer, but at the same time, there's also a couple of things like the Mini 14, which we didn't see in all of Grand Heist and still haven't seen yet in Spectre Rising, though it was mentioned that it will definitely come during the event at some point. But unless they add that sniper in a bundle, which I can't see them doing, the timing just doesn't seem right that this would be then released in this split. So I'd really like to say that all of this will be happening before update 1.18 as of the start of June for Days of Summer and the second split of Spectre Rising, but I really don't know. It's all still up in the air, but what's not, again, is what we'll discuss today and all the items that are here. They're at least in the game files. So firstly, a disclaimer, you're not going to see a ton of specific B-roll footage or imagery on screen because until this stuff actually goes live, it's technically still intellectual property of Activision and Treyarch. Secondly, as always with this kind of stuff, a huge thank you to our friend Josh. You can check out his Twitter and also where the images for these specific things are located. That'll be linked down there in the description below, and also go toss him a follow. He's a great dude, and of course we wouldn't have this information here today without him. That said, let's start out with some camos. Firstly, the big stuff is the mastercrafts for the SDM as well as that Nebula reactive camo. To me, personally, these look absolutely awesome. We haven't seen them introduced as of yet, but the interesting part and what is actually a positive here out of this is they both end up having new videos associated with them. So that means that if it does follow the same patterns we've seen previously, that these will only be available in one of three locations: tiers, shop items, or special orders. Tiers potentially as maybe a mini stream event, like a barbarian style thing, or maybe in the next 50 tiers as of the next second half of this split for this operation. Or we end up seeing them potentially in shop items as the featured items, or that special order once again. I'm more so leaning towards the special order, but I could be wrong here on this one. But again, we've seen this happen with, say, things like the Cordite Mastercraft, the Party Rock camo, and so on and so forth. So these are definitely possible, but despite all the negativity with reserves and the launch of Operation Spectre Rising, I still think that, of course, it is a ton of bull. This at least isn't going to be stuffed into reserves like a lot of the other stuff we've seen that's been cool so far. And of course, it's not going to be like that Afterlife camo, which was a tremendous downer that it no longer was a one and done thing. It broke every reactive up for the 27 weapons that it could be applied to. This doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. It looks like it's going to be a purchasable item, not stuffed in reserves and RNG chance or in tiers, and it's going to be for the SDM for the Mastercraft and the Nebula for all weapons. Now, in regards to Mastercrafts, there were a few that were actually unearthed as well outside of what we already know. That SDM one already is there, but there were also icons found for a few that were unknown in addition to the Hades and the SDM that we had already had. One of those was a seemingly old-time sailor one with a trident associated with it, and another one that had the playing card with worms, that's the SDM, and another one that is similar to the 9 imagery. Now, the 9 almost is certainly associated with the RK7 Mastercraft that is going to be coming. That icon and imagery match up, and both of those are found, so we can sort of point those ones together. The worm, again, is the SDM, but the seafaring one is the one that I don't know if we can definitively say, but looks like we have this. There was a Spitfire Mastercraft that was found a couple of days ago with the update that no one really caught wind of, and this seems to fit that bill. The build of that Spitfire almost looks as if it's some sort of sea monster with barnacles on it, but almost like a more metallic finish to it, like a replica of it. I don't know if I can explain that as well as I'm hoping, but it does look like it's going to be associated with the Spitfire. So it seems like in the coming days to weeks, we'll end up having the SDM, RK7, and Spitfire, as well as already having the Hades out as is. Reactive camo wise, we end up seeing that the Nebula camo looks really sick, but maybe also the Empire camo maybe making its way back into Black Ops 3. A camo that looks very much so like that from Black Ops 3 has a shop icon associated with it, as with the Nebula camo, so that's probably going to be in either these special orders or again featured items, but instead, again, beautifully not placed in reserves. I'm at least happy with that. Rounding out our camo discussion, we end up seeing that 2 returning reactive camos look to be making their way back at some point in the coming weeks, that being the Plasma Drive as well as the Spitfire Dogfight reactive camo. So there's shop cards associated with both of these, but it looks like they're going to be bundled with 2 crates, not 5 or 10, so thankfully it's not going to hopefully jack up the price too much. I'd guess right around 800 COD points per each of these. Now, I'll be totally honest, I'm okay with and also bummed out with this at the same time. I'm glad that it's not going to be bundled with 10 cases to massively jack up the price, and also for players who missed out on it, it's a cool chance to get some pretty cool reactive camos that you may have missed if you got the game late or whatever it may be. But at the same time, I'm bummed out because it's going to take a week in the shop where there could be something that's truly new. Give us a cool new camo, a new uniform, instead of bringing back something for that week, or at the very least, maybe add a throwback shop tab or something where we have a weekly item that doesn't interfere with the regular featured items, but instead is offered in addition to those. So instead of having 2 brand new items, we'll have 1 for 1 week, and that's kind of a bummer to me. Regardless, that said, moving along outside of just camo talk, we also got some interesting information for the next Twitch Prime bundle. Now, this was something that it looks to have a face paint, jump pack, and a reticle. No camo this time around, so you might not be as interested as the first one, but it's still on the way. And actually talking about this, the big question that I've seen is, well, where is it? Because if you recall, they ended up actually showcasing that on their Twitch Prime landing page, they'd end up having packs for April and May coming. But based off actually a message of the day that I got the other day, I'm not entirely sure if many others got it, but I was the only one I saw talking about this. It looked like there's going to be a refresh on the 6th of May, which clearly means that we won't have an April deal, but if you head over to the Black Ops 4 Twitch Prime page now, it actually showcases that there's a drop for May and June as locked items. So it seems like it might have just gotten fully pushed back now at this point, and we're gonna have one launching with May and June instead of April. After that, we end up seeing that there was an item data mined that has an image of a case being opened, and above it, a dialogue box showcasing 25% boost. Now, does this mean a 25% boost for an item case, like you have a 25% chance of getting better worthwhile items? Does it mean a 25% tier boost? And at the worst, is it just an advertisement for the max of 25 tier boost you can get with a max number of special order compounds? It's its own image, so it seems like it could be a deal or something, or maybe a message of the day, possibly for a weekend event. Your guess is as good as mine, but that's, of course, something curious that popped up as well. We see also there are the Mark II weapons. The game files for the Spitfire, Rampage, Switchblade, and the Vapor are there, which are available in reserves right now. But curiously, there's also one for the Mini 14. That sniper that, again, we've seen literally since the beginning of the Grand Heist event, but have not seen since. So I'm curious to see if this is going to be introduced in reserves simultaneously whenever this is dropped, either in the new tier system after this 35 days is up for this split, if it's going to be something available in the shop. I don't know, but again, that's that curveball that we mentioned that kind of takes away from me being confident that this will all happen in this next 35 days or so. A few new uniforms were found. One that's probably the most interesting to players and that we've seen definitively in the trailer is a Battery Prohibition era looking uniform here at this one. It has a shop card, so it's not going to be in reserves, it seems like, so that's at least nice, but that might be a special order or something like that. But unrelated to the uniforms, but in the same final dump, is also an image of Uncle Frank. Now, I don't necessarily get this one because he's, of course, the Black Ops past character for this event, so I'm assuming this is just for a message of the day or something, but it was weird and want to let you guys know about that one. Uniform-wise, there's going to be a couple of returning uniforms. We also saw that today for PlayStation 4, it refreshed out where the Queen's Guard battery outfit and a few crates are available right now as that sort of special little deal, whereas we previously had the First Strike weapons of the GKS, the Titan, as well as the ICR. We end up seeing that now the Queen's Guard is there for a couple of days, and then after that, we also see that in the game files, data mined today, there was a Firebreak one for this one as well. Now, this Firebreak upcoming one looks to be bundled with 10 crates as opposed to the one that we see with Battery, which is only 5. So that's unfortunately probably going to jack the price up a little bit with that, but that's also coming. The 2 cooler items out of Operation Absolute Zero seem to be making their way back in to the shop in that regard. As for some closing items here now with this, we end up seeing that there's 2 new jump packs that were found outside of the Twitch Prime bundle. We saw that there's one that was pirate themed and one that was tie-dye and sort of psychedelic themed. And again, that Twitch Prime bundle will end up having a jump pack, so that was of course found in there as well. We saw some new face paints for zombies characters and something that we have absolutely no idea what it is. It looks like a flare gun of some sort was found with multiple different color schemes. So that's of course probably the weirdest thing that we've seen here out of this, but again, that is what the data dumps and the data mined files all point to now, with the update 1.17 being completely live on PC. So that's something that we can expect to see these things in their finished states coming relatively soon. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to here out of this? I know that I am super excited for that Nebula camo, even though of course it's going to cost a little bit in terms of COD points. But that's probably the coolest thing here out of this entire data dump to me. Of course, we have some things like those new mastercrafts coming along the way as well, maybe special orders, but regardless, I'm excited to see those sort of things. Maybe not some of the other filler stuff that was detailed, but regardless, let me know your thoughts. Hopefully enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered to the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best place to get connected outside of YouTube. I can live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But let's head out of the way. Thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.